fast we need to be, right? I think that's how fast we need to be. So when we keep delaying things, when we keep procrastinating things, so that at the end of the day, we won't achieve what you have set out to achieve. What you have set out to achieve. So today I wanted to look at like kind of review the interview you guys conducted. I gave you guys enough time yesterday now. You had more than 1 hour, up to or close to an hour. Had close to an hour to wrap things up. I didn't just leave that time for you. I gave you to do the tax, and I know so doing that tax shouldn't take up to that amount of time. Shouldn't take up to that amount of time. So please let us get things doing and start doing things before we run behind schedule. Please. Yes. So which other person tried out something? I mean, did you work on projects? Hi, Aminat, can you hear me? If it's from network or from hers, is it from my network? I think so. Please, who can hear me? Let the person indicate.
I can hear you.
Why Aminata and Shikeb isn't responding. It's all right. Continuing today's class could just be like piling up works for us to do. Just like piling up works for us to do. I didn't think we are done with that phase now. Just move to another phase. And, you know, I just need a savior. I need someone that has done his job. So I'll just continue with the person's project. Hi, Eddie.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone,
Yeah, good
also.
morning. Welcome. So we are looking
Thank
for a savior to continue to class. Are you able to work on your project?
Which of them?
Oh,
I
nice
I'm
question.
actually working on both, actually. I'm not done with both yet. In the yesterday's own, I had two people. One said she hasn't, then the other one said she has. The boy, it was just a straightforward answer, not really. So I'm still working on this and trying to use Jumia, asking people if they've used Jumia online app as like a case study or something. So it will be easier for someone to respond to me. I'm still working
Wait,
on that and
I
still.
didn't get, I didn't get you. I didn't get you. You said you got a straight answer. How? What did you ask the person?
Like, I just asked the person, I asked them challenges they had, what's the improvements and their every other thing. But one of them said yes, the other one said no. So I was like, okay, if no, what would you want if you are going to patronize a Jumia
So okay,
sorry.
wait, let me get the question. What did you ask them that resulted to no answer?
Okay, used any form of transaction or
If you
any
have used
this
the
thing.
word, come again.
They've used courier service, Jumia as my case study. So, so as I was saying, I didn't know that I could use Jumia as my case study to like, okay, but you've used Jumia or something like something similar to, because I just said courier service. They just like one said yes. That one was I wouldn't really take much on that one because that one is on doing a courier service business. So she just said yes, that it was okay. It was like she didn't have any issues with any of their services. But the other one said she hasn't, and I'm like, okay, what would you, if you want to use this, what would you want as your first like your first experience to be like? So she specified what she would like. But aside that, those are the two I've gotten. I just thought of it quite not quite long that okay, I could use Jumia. Maybe if I ask person, the person is a bit confused. I was like, okay, have you not used like something like Jumia before to send packages or receive packages or something?
Wait,
Then
you
okay,
guys actually understand what you're trying to do?
okay.
Do you under,
You
I'm just asking, it's a question. Do you guys actually understand what you're trying to do? I guess that name, the name courier service is kind of is making it so ambiguous, right?
yeah, I guess.
It's
So
so
maybe you should
ambiguous. We're just looking at
start
maybe
later.
only the courier service companies like FedEx, UPS, DHL, and the rest of it. All of us, we
Yeah,
do delivery, do way bill every day from here to Lagos, from Lagos to Abuja, from Abuja to Port Harcourt, Imo State, and the rest of it. That could be a form of delivery, right?
yeah,
So if you're looking for a competitor and you don't find you don't find one, right? You don't find a direct competitor. You can look for indirect competitors. People like the Young Shagro, which other transport company does ABC Transport, I guess, and the rest of it. All of them, all those guys that do delivery, right? That you can send products through to your destination, to the required destination through their service. Those guys could
yeah,
work as your competitors. You understand?
yeah,
So don't just only look out for people that have used DHL, people that have used UPS and the rest of it. Look out for people that use these local delivery services. Look out for people that use these local delivery services. I guess airlines equally do that. Airlines like Airpeace, Airic, and the rest of it, they do stuffs like that. They deliver products, I guess. I'm not really sure, but I guess they do stuff like that. But I'm sure our transport companies do that. So the goal is just to build a product that delivers that serves as a logistics company that delivers our stores from one destination to another, be it locally or internationally. Are we together?
yes, we are. Yes.
So that's what we'll be looking out for. Don't just go there and ask people, have you used FedEx before? Have you used DHL? Most of the people you might be meeting, right, might not be using those products. So you narrow it down to what they are quite familiar with. Something as simple as the delivery guys, those riders, those bike guys, those guys are delivery guys too. Then if you get participants that are using the real products, that's equally a plus to you. It's a nice, you'll be getting a more informed insight from them, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys suggest now? Is it we'll continue with today's class or we'll go back to complete that task?
Let's continue today's class.
So
Yes, we should
should
continue
we go with
today's class.
is that?
I said we should
Let's con-
continue with the class.
So at the end of today, you'll be having three tasks piled up for you to do, right? That of yesterday and two from today. So that's what it will be. Plus that of the weekend assignments, those that have not done it. That's why I told you guys when a task is given, make sure you just follow up and do it. I gave you guys extra time yesterday to work on this now. What I decided to do today, just review.
someone think that couldn't we just use maybe a close-ended question instead of open-ended? because the person was trying to help me push it around. So the person was like, why is it open-ended? So I was saying you needed the unique answers to individuals, but she was like, it would have been lovely if it was a close-ended, so that they just need to channel the answers, like, okay, in this place, what did you experience? Did you experience this? The person will tick what they've experienced so far, and then what they've not, or what they are expecting to experience or something. So it will be easier to get people's attention.
Remember what I said, right? When you are conducting user interview, right, you should use an open-ended question. Why will you do this? If you're using a closed-ended question, you are not getting a qualitative response, right? You are telling the
Okay.
users what you want them to answer. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you're conducting surveys, you ask users, did you encounter delay? So you've put
Hello,
in
can
the
anybody
mind
hear
of
me?
that there are stuff like delay. Okay,
Yeah.
who's that? I
Enough.
mean that.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We
Good morning, please. Please, can anyone just give a summary about yesterday work, please?
We
Please,
have a
anybody?
recorded class. We recorded the class. Later you go and watch it.
Yeah.
That's one of the benefits from not coming to class. It's okay. So moving on, right? I told you why we chose that particular approach we chose yesterday, right? We want to get a more informed, should I say, a more refined information from the users, right? So when you throw out surveys, people will just feel those things you have in mind already, because you have questions in mind already you've constructed. Like that's why we chose interview questions, and the participants we are interviewing is not much, just 5 people, and that's okay.
okay.
Yeah, you're right. So none of you did the work yesterday. Somebody sent me something yesterday. Let me check. Somebody
Sir,
sent me some. Yeah.
okay, I wanted to find out the template you sent to us. Can we use the exact questions you sent to get the answers we are looking for, or we should go and find out? We should ask them our own questions, our own way.
The goal, right, is to uncover those insights I uncovered with that question. And for you to get those insights, you should channel that question that way. You must not copy my words. You must not copy me word to word, right? You can just structure it in a way that you will still get those insights. But if you want to get things easy, you can just use those type of question, the way I constructed that question, paraphrase it, put in that they change the prompts, I mean, right? Change the prompt and it will give you your desired answer. But if you have something better that will still land us at that response we want to get, because this response will make it to both our empathy map, our persona, and the rest of it. Those insights will help us to make an informed decision. They're not just going out to ask them for asking sake. Just want to know. No, we use those things to determine how we build our products, because you are building from based on what you heard from those guys. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
do.
that's why we construct questions that way. We want to get real information from the user. So if you're building based on what you got from the user, based on the information you got from the user. It's that simple.
One thing
Okay.
to ask, like a few questions. Can I run it by the class if it's okay to go by those ones?
What did you say?
I have a list of questions I wrote down. Can I run it by the class, or like I did a form of a this thing? Can I run it by class later? Maybe when the class is done, or So we can see whether.
Let's see the questions before we go over to another thing. Because once I go over to another topic, I'm not coming back to user interview again.
Hello. Please, can you hear me?
If I can put it on the group.
Hello.
You can't share your screen.
Aminat, we are hearing you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm having issue with my network. Please, concerning the
Sorry, I mean,
yes,
are you
talking
using a
about the
headset or
empathy.
an AirPod?
Yes, let me remove it here.
Okay. That should be clear.
Yes, I'm my airport. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Please
I
come
can hear you now.
the example you gave yes, around. Please, you were talking of discussing about it now. Please, can you just give a summary about it? It's not that clear to me. Please.
I didn't get you, sorry.
He said, I said
Come
you
again, I didn't get you.
were talking about the empathy map because I can see the projects and the answer to the questions. Yeah, please, can you just it? I've actually read it yesterday, but I just need an example. Sometimes I don't really understand much about it.
I didn't tell you guys anything on empathy map yesterday, did I? What we talked about
It's,
yesterday was just user interview.
he said,
What we talked about yesterday was user interview.
okay, user interface.
User
Hello?
interview, not interface. Interview.
Okay. Yeah, that
So just a
interview because I think I saw when I watched the video. When I watched the video, I'm seeing some examples there that I didn't get where. Yeah.
okay, so user
Sorry.
interview, right? Just a quick recap. User interview is just trying to get insights from user when you are building a product for them, right? Then that's when you get to consult your users, right? I told them about methodology we'll be using for our product design, right? Which you chose design thinking framework, chose design thinking framework as what to be using for our product design. And inside the design thinking framework, the first phase there, which is the empathy phase, user interview falls under that empathy phase. It's like the first step under the empathy phase when you want to get to know from your users, right? Once you want to get information from your users, right? That's what we'll be doing. We'll be asking our users some questions to uncover the insights we'll be using to design that particular product. And for that, we chose a product, we chose a class project, which is designing a courier service, right? Designing a courier service. You know what a courier service is now. So we want to design a courier service. At the end of the day, we'll give it a name, right? But for now, let's just keep it anonymous. Just designing a courier service. That's just it. So I showed them how to conduct a user interview and shared the templates to conduct user interview. So looking at that template, you see the type of questions you ask users to uncover those insights you need, right? So if you followed through the lecture yesterday, or if you watched the video, you see how we constructed the questions we'll be asking users, right? How you ask them the first question to get their background, ask them the second question to explain how they've used that particular product or that's a competitor, right? A competitor product. Maybe as we're working on this career, we can see people like FedEx, we can see people like GIG. I guess GIG does logistics too. We can see people like UPS, Ops. We can see people like what's these popular guys again? FedEx, UPS, DHL, and the rest of it,
DHL.
right? Yeah, DHL and the rest of it. You guys know the courier guys. So that's what we want to replicate. Yeah, when you are building this product, so we are now looking at these guys as our competitors. So when you are asking people, you ask them how they enjoy, like how they use their experience from using those products. So when you get to know their experience, get to know the challenges they find using those products, you are now building a product that comes to take those guys out of markets. You understand? They are now building a product that is coming to correct those um loopholes the users find from using products like this. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm getting it small, small.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
you mean
the
the
users,
experience they see when they are using that particular product, then the challenges they face during the service, right?
yeah. So have you've used I believe you must have used the products, right? And at a point you'll be like, this particular feature I am seeing on these products, it could have been better or it could have been done in this way, right? But maybe you don't have a way to relate to those guys, the owners of the products. When someone asks you about that particular product you reviewed, right, you can then give them that feedback. Okay, maybe when, let's say I'm using a service like OPay, right? Then I'll be like, okay, once I transfer money to OPay, I don't want to impute that person's phone number again, right? I don't want to impute that person's phone number again. Let me just have a place to save them as beneficiary. That could be a feature, right? That could be a feature. So when someone asks me, what do you think, which way do you think OPay service could be better, right? I can tell them, okay, I don't want to impute people's number to twice, right? Let me just have a way to back up people I do recurring transactions with. Right, let's say I'm a business guy, I'm a seller, I'm a trader in the market, and I always go to this guy to buy stock, right? So instead of taking this guy's account number always, I can just have a place I save it as a beneficiary, that whenever I want to make a transfer, I'll just open that place and send the money to the guy. You understand? That's the feature. And for you to get this feature, you have to get it from people that are using the service, that people that are using the OPay service. I'm using OPay as a case study. So you have to get this insight from people that are using OPay already. You won't get this information from people that are not using that service already. I don't know if you understand me. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
So
sir.
Yes, we are
that's
together.
why that's the why for user interview. Okay, if somebody has a question.
From the illustration you gave us, like the example, the OP. So for instance, if someone is using OPS and I ask him or her a question about the experience she got, then leaving her, I met another person that is using probably FedEx and the experience is different. How am I supposed to add up that to have my user research?
The experience can't be the same. Two people can't undergo the same experience. You understand? That's why you're asking diverse number of people to get their experience.
And we are talking about them using different brands, not the same.
Yes,
Like,
yes. One brand can't just be your competitor, right? You can have more than one brand. Since you have a good number of courier services, right? You can have as many as possible. So people could have different experience. Someone can have experience from GIG logistics. Someone could have experience from UPS logistics. Someone could have an experience from FedEx. Another could have experience from DHL, right? So these guys are different companies, and different people should experience things differently. You don't expect player A to experience this football match the same way player B does gets the experience. I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say.
yes. All right.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
don't be don't be scared of should I say diverse information or different informations, right? You don't want the informations to be the same. right? You don't want the informations to be the same. You get a broader information asks as you consult more people, you get more informations. So when you get those information, you now streamline them to create your persona. Had it been we've conducted that interview, today's class will be looking at persona, right? And if I'm talking about persona now, it might not be sounding so well to you guys. Might not be sounding so well to you guys based. I don't really know how to do this.
Sorry,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
Okay. All I'm trying to say is, I don't know. I sent you a template on WhatsApp, so I don't know if you can just check, because I used the template you sent to us to conduct mine, and I have 3 responses already. So I don't know if you can use the
Can you
template.
send this to our chat? Send it to the chat box. So I'll open it from my computer.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
how am
sir.
I
Well,
going to send? I can send the options to send.
Okay.
I say, how am I going to send it? I'm already on the chat box.
Just paste the link on the chat box. That's just it.
Oh, okay, all right.
okay, sir. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, while we are waiting for her, I noticed Obi wanted to share, I think, her own question. So I want to share mine while we are still waiting for her, so that I know if actually I got it right from the template you sent to us. So
You
my
can
number one question,
paste the link.
okay,
Okay,
I should
talk.
send it.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, just talk since you're reading it out. You can read. Let's review it.
Okay. My number one question for my user research, I asked, what do you find most challenging about using the app, like the Korea app? That's my number one question. Then I also went ahead to write here, how satisfied are you with the app? Then my number three question, I said, what additional features do you think should be added, or what would be any improvement you would like to see? I don't know if that's related to what you gave us.
Okay, now let me address those your question. Ask me that first question.
Okay. What do you find most challenging about using Korea app? Korea service, sorry.
Someone can just tell you I don't find anything challenging, right?
Yeah.
Or someone can just tell you if the person wants to answer. Let's say the person will find something challenging, maybe going to um maybe late delivery, right? The person can just tell you late delivery. What do you find challenging? Late delivery, right? That answers the question. Then the second one, what's the second question?
How satisfied are you with the app? How satisfied?
How satisfied am I with the app? I can tell you, a user, a participant can tell you, 80 over 100, right? Then ask your third question.
What additional features or improvement would you like to see on this app?
Someone can just tell you none,
Okay, so my
right?
questions are not open ended.
So do you see why we need to streamline the questions to get the desired insights? You're not just asking this question to for asking sake, right? You are asking these questions to get insights from users.
Okay.
Asking these questions to get user insights from users. Okay, let me share what somebody sent. Share what somebody sent and see. Who sent this first one? Let me check who sent it. Favor, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
You're the one that shared the Google Forms, right?
Yes.
So you see what is happening on the forms now. It's now looking more like a questionnaire, right? It's now looking more like a questionnaire where you get open-ended closed-ended questions. You understand? That's what I'm seeing here.
It's not looking like a questionnaire. Sorry if I get you.
Okay, just hold. Let me go through this. Okay, this place is just trying to cover the background. Okay, background. How do you often use the delivery app? Often, this is not so necessary, so you don't get them so busy. You don't take up their time. What can what's the occupation and background? Okay, this is nice. Um, what tasks do you perform on the app mostly? Nope. What are the challenges you face while using the delivery app? Okay. What improvements would you like to see in the delivery app experience? Cool. What other idea will you like us to infuse? Okay. So this number one question, what tasks do you perform mostly on the app? Right? You can just change it. Let me share. I thought you guys are saying this. Yes, you can see my screen now, right?
No.
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 I've shared from here now. Why is it not
Yes,
reflecting
we are
it?
seeing now.
I've
Okay.
seen it.
So right, it's actually nice that you're able to draft this to cover the participant's name here, right? Your answer. Then went ahead to cover the gender, right? Went ahead to cover the occupation stroke background. So you're giving the participant the room to give you in details to uncover anything he wants you to know about him. That's cool. Then first question, I don't know if this is actually needed, but you can still leave it there, right? It's not so bad, but it's not so needed, right? Hence you want to reduce the time they spend on your survey, they spend on your interview, right? So what tasks do you perform most on the apps, right? So you can take out this question, right? The first question is you want to know how, like you want to know the step-by-step process. You want to know how the normal way they make use of that app, right? You want to uncover the natural, like normally the default way they use the particular app, the existing app or the existing product, right? So that's why you're asking to know the experience. What's your experience when you use FedEx? What's your experience when you use courier services? What's your experience when you use GIG logistics, stuffs like that? So you want to uncover the experience on this first question, right? You just want to get their experience, their normal experience from using those services on the first question, right? Once you've covered that, once you've uncovered that, next thing you ask them, which is right, what are the challenges they face when using those apps, those courier services? You might not limit it to app, you can just use courier services. So what challenges do they face when they are using those courier services? So here you actually constructed this question, right? You can just take out this app and replace it with the courier service or delivery service since you are using delivery, right? Then another thing you did well was what improvements would you like to see on the delivery service, right? So when you have challenges, right? When you have challenges with something, definitely you might be having proposed way to solve those challenges. So that's what you want to know from the users. You want to know the way they feel those challenges could be solved from them, right? So it's better for the person facing the problem to suggest how he or she thinks that his problem could be solved. You understand? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the last question is actually okay, but not so useful, right? It's actually okay, but not so useful. You can leave that. Maybe when the insights you get from users from these three questions, when they are not so clear enough, you can always ask the last one. What other idea would you like us to infuse, right? That could be nice if the person doesn't talk more on how to solve the challenges. You can bring in this fourth question. It's not bad. But where you have to work on is this first question. What tasks do you perform most on the app? Replace it with a question trying to know the experience they undergo from using the app. You get that?
Yes, sir.
So let me launch the other person's work. Okay. Interview transcript for empathy map or do fortune. I didn't get who is fortune and who is destiny. Yeah. Are you hear me?
We are hearing you, sir.
I said who is fortune and who is destiny? Who shared this work? Let me check. That was shared by Jabin. Jabin, are you there? Don't know if she's still active with us. So, her question, if she was here, I would have told her to work more on this background like I told you guys yesterday, right? The background covers people that destiny. I don't know who the right name here, if it's fortune or destiny. Let's say destiny. It covers the people destiny is representing, right? So you can say destiny is a graduate of biology at University of Port Harcourt and also a data analyst, right? You stop there, then you continue. As a data analyst, they have less why would somebody need a courier service? Okay, as a data analyst, right? They send their compiled information through courier services to maybe their workers or their company or stuffs like that. You just have to find something, right? You just have to find a way they use those service, or you have to find a way, maybe let's say like a photographer, for someone to book a photographer, it might be that they are busy, they're always busy, right? So they just need a way to simplify the process by going online to book for a photographer instead of working like or going physically to search for photographers in their shops, right? Instead of going around their studios to look for them. This is why they should do this, right? So if you're looking at that example I gave you guys, that's how it's streamlined. So the first line could be personalizing it for destiny, right? Then the second line would be talking about the whole people destiny is representing. Always remember, I told you guys that these guys will make it to our persona, and persona, which we will uncover today, will be like a representation of a particular sector of people you are developing a product for. So destiny, you not only talk about destiny here, you now talk about people that destiny is representing. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Jovin is not here. I would have loved that to get this information. Then her first question: can you describe your experience ordering for goods online? We are not building an e-commerce site. Not building an e-commerce site. I searched for courier service online and I saw countless number of them online, but I didn't know which to trust. I also searched on Google courier service near me and I decided to choose one amongst them. This answer you got from this user is actually nice, but this question, I don't think this question brought this answer, right? Because the question asked, can you describe your experience ordering for goods online? So this person is answering another thing I searched for. The answer is actually nice. I did people ask the experience they get from using courier services online, right? This answer could have been okay. The answer is okay. What you just need is to work on this question. This question is not what we are working on. You're not building an e-commerce site. So the second question, what challenges did you face when you search for them? Okay. It was stressful and time consuming looking and deciding on whom to choose. The answer is equally right. And the question here is okay, if the them here is talking about is courier services. So the third question, is there any way you think these challenges could be resolved? I think creating a website or application will make things easier because it will help filter your searches. I think I don't know if you copied this answer from that transcript. This answer is looking familiar. But let's believe you asked this question to your participants. So these questions they are okay, right? You see how you went straight to the point. You got the challenges. You went straight to the point, and you got the resolution, kind of the conflict resolution, right? That's actually nice. But what where I have problem is this background and this first question. So you have to structure them. And remember, you have to ask, you have to get two insights, two from two participants. The insights you'll be getting will end at two participants. You conduct interview on up to 5 people, then narrow it down to two to make it to your user research transcript. 2 people. So you look out for 2 people that has the best response. Then when you see a response that you can't just do without, you can incorporate them into those 2 guys, can merge them together to form those 2 guys. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a nice try, right? That's a nice one. Let's go back to. That's how to construct your user interview questions. That's how to construct your user interview questions. If you have more questions, you can bring them. I will move over to what we have today.
Sorry, my own. I couldn't. I sent the link, but I think I used the mail chimp also to do it. So I don't know if there is a way they can access it and look through. Although I did a video clip related, but that one I couldn't send. I only sent it to the WhatsApp group. I couldn't send it here.
Maybe towards the end of class today, we'll just look at it.
Okay, thank you.
You guys can see my screen, right?
No.
No, not yet.
When it comes up, just help indicate.
Okay.
Is it up?
Please, is there anyone? Hello? Please, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we are with you.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Is my screen up there?
No.
No.
Why?
It's not showing yet. Can't see it.
It's not up yet.
Not yet.
Let me see, I have to switch. Let me switch my system.
We can see it now.
Okay, yeah, I just switched my system. So we're looking at persona in UX design. We're looking at persona. So what's the persona? A persona in UX design is a fictional representation of the typical user segment, right? It encapsulates the characteristics, behaviors, goals, and pain points of a specific group of users. Personas bring human-centered insights into the design process, guiding decisions and ensuring that products meet users' expectation. So, a persona, like we saw from the definition, is a fictional representation of the target audience we are designing for, right? Is a fictional representation of the target audience we are designing for. So let's say we are designing a product for teachers, right? You know, when you're designing for teachers, you don't know the characteristics of teachers. So this is where you create a fictional representation of those teachers, right? So you create a fictional representation of those teachers, giving it a name, an attitude, goals, and those type of things. You create it like a human being, right? You give it a name. So when you look at that particular name, maybe you create a teacher, you name that teacher Mr. John, right? You name that teacher Mr. John. So when you are designing for Mr. John, when any decision you want to make for those teachers, you make that particular decision for Mr. John, in the sense that whatever feature that works for Mr. John will work for all other teachers. Did you guys understand that?
Yes, sir.
I didn't get the last part.
So I talked
When you
about persona. We're talking about persona, right? From the definition, we said a persona in UX design is a fictional representation of a typical user segment. So what this thing is talking about is persona is a fictional representation of the type of people, the target audience you are designing your product for. You understand? It's a representation of the type
yes,
of audience you are designing that particular product for. For example, let's say I'm designing a product for doctors in Nigeria. There is no way I will know all the characteristics of doctors, right? There's no way I will know the age bracket of doctors and the type of features I will add for doctors, and they will enjoy it or they will enjoy using my product. But when I create a persona, when I draft out a persona, right, those doctors, I'll create an image, a fictional image, right, that is representing those doctors. So when I'm looking at that particular fictional image, I'm seeing all the doctors in Nigeria. Whatever feature I add to that particular guy, that image I've created, that fictional representation or fictional picture I've created, whatever picture I add for that guy, whichever picture he can use, whatever picture he will enjoy using, I will say that all the doctors in Nigeria could enjoy using those features. Do you understand? It kinds of
yes,
gives life to your targeted audience, to your targeted users. It brings them to life. So instead of talking about I'm building this for doctors, I'm building this, you can say I'm building this for Mr. John, right? I'm building this for Mr. John. Then who is Mr. John? Mr. John is a young medical doctor of about 20 years, right? Who has a family, maybe works with so and so. Just you give us the background of Mr. John. So from that, we will know the things Mr. John can use and know the things Mr. John cannot use. There is difference when you are building for a particular set of people. Maybe people differentiated by age brackets. When you are building for somebody of 60 years and when you are building for somebody of 20 years, the type of product you develop for these two guys will not be the same, right? When you are building for someone of 20 years, and 60 years. A 60 years old person will need more explanation, maybe need more pictures, pictograph, need more icons, need more detailed text, right, to explain what each function is doing. But a young guy, a 20 years old guy that is more informed about technology, once you see an icon, the person knows what that icon is. If a 20 years old guy see a send icon, he knows that okay, this is a place to send. But an old woman, let me use that word, an old woman of about 70 years, when you're building a product for the person, you should kind of explain it more. When you add that your send icon, you think everybody knows. She might not know it. So you need maybe a text to break it down more. And then you write under that, you write send. So the person knows, okay, this is where I will send. But that might not be the case for a teenager, right? The Gen Zs, right? So once the person looks at the icon, he knows what is happening there. But this type of person needs more explanation. That's why we create persona. We kind of create personas to give life to our audience, to our targeted users. Does this explanation work?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Moving on. So this is an illustration of what a persona looks like, right? So you see this guy, this is the picture of our persona. Then a relevant personal quote that captures the persona's attitude and personality, right? So you see why I told you that user interview is important. User interview makes it to your persona. So those guys who conducted those interview, that's where you draw your persona from. So where you uncover this relevant quote that captures the persona's attitude and personality is from that interview you conducted. The goals here is those goals you got from your user interview, right? When you ask the question, what features do you think could solve those problems? Those features, those goals he mentioned will come in here. You understand? Those frustrations comes in here. So that's why I told you that when you are when you are drafting your user interview questions, you should draft it in a way to uncover these insights. Draft it in a way to uncover this insight. You see that the frustration makes it there, the goals makes it there, the background makes it there, and the personal quote about the person, it still makes it to this place, right? Are we
Hello.
together?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the you we get, that is the answer we get from the that is the clients we are um maybe you are asking the question from. So that is what we use to create the persona. That is the the
Yeah.
biographic, demographic, and the all the question we are asking the user, right? Hello.
Yes. That's what we use to create the persona.
The persona. Okay.
Yeah. Are we following? So
Yes.
let me show you guys an example of that. Let me duplicate this back. So look at this guy now. See the type of challenge he faced, right? What challenge do you face searching for photographers online? It's stressful since it's a social media, right? It's quite difficult accessing photographers easily since I have to go through many posts to hire one. And this is really time consuming, and most profiles are fake. Let's see what they have on their persona. You see? overwhelmed by the frustration that comes finding photographers, right? That frustration that comes from finding photographers, that's the frustration. Facebook can't filter searches. Facebook can't filter searches for only photographers, right? Hence, is a social media, right? You can't filter searches only for photographers. You saw when the guy stated it there, wasting time scrolling around to actually get a photographer. Time wastage, equally mentioned it there. So this is what makes it your frustration, right? If you still check the goals, you still see the same thing. You still check the goals, you still see the same thing. Is there any way you feel these challenges could be resolved? I think a website or app with a rating system that deals specifically on photographers alone, since it's a broad space, will solve the problem. Since it will help you filter the searches, then let's look at what made it to the goals. If you get a filtered search for photographers, one, save time searching for photographers, two, get real good and trusted photographers that deliver true rating system, right? True ratings. You see that what you get from those insights is what you paraphrase into your goals and frustrations. Then, when you look at this place, we see a relevant personal quote that captures the persona's attitude and personality. You see that? Then you look at the background. Then you see it's that simple. So when you are looking at this guy now, when you are looking at this piece to build a product, right? When you're building a product, then you look at this guy. Okay, who am I building for? I'm building for Winifred. Winifred is 20 years. He's a BSc holder, right? This is the where is she's hailing from, he or she is hailing from. This is the type of family she came from, and this is her his or her occupation. This is the background. So when you build a product for this particular person, looking at this here, you know the type of informations, you know how to make decisions that will serve that particular sector of users you are building for. You have given life to your users now. Looking at this guy now, you are representing the whole users, kind of using this guy as a point of contact, like we say in our prayers, to reach out to all the people that falls under this category. You understand that?
I want to ask something. So the goals is not actually what the person desires for improvement, but what you think the person needs for improvement.
From what the person stated for improvement, that's where you just paraphrase it. Those things actually came out from that place.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay, this first guy talked about get filtered search for photographers. Let's look for the paraphrasing of that filtered search. I think a website with a rating system. Remember when he talked about rating system? You see it here. I think a website or app with rating system that deals specifically on photographers alone. That's a rating system one. You will see there. Then on photographers alone, since it's a broad space, will help solve the problem since it will help you filter your searches, right? So now you know that the user wants to get a filtered search, like a search filter, where you can just filter for just photographers. That's what made it to this persona. Get filtered search for photographers. He said it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So that's just what we'll be looking at today. Importance of persona in UX design. So personas, you can't just do it without personas in UX design because whatever decision you'll be making it based on these guys. Be making it based on these guys. Right? So when you look at this guy, if you want to add this, will this actually work out well for this guy? Will this work out well for this guy? Those are the considerations you'll be making because you are now informed of who your persona is. You're now informed of the type of people you are building for. Do you understand?
Yes.
That yes is too low. Do we understand?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah. So moving on to the importance of persona UX design. It aids in user-centered design, right? Personas anchor the design process around the needs and preferences of the real user. So, like I said, you now place the user at the center, right? You think every decision you'll be making, all the thoughts that will be going through your head will be all about the user, right? No more about you, no more assumption, right? You now think about the user. Hence, you're having this guy. You have something like this. Okay, you can call this person's name. I'm now building for this guy. I'm building for Winifred. So what will Winifred like? Will Winifred accept this type of change? Will Winifred be able to adapt this type of technology? Will this technology be okay for Winifred? Will he enjoy, he or she enjoy using this type of technology? Right? Those are the things that will be going through your head because now you have a persona, right? Empathy and understanding. Remember we talked what empathy was yesterday. Persona fosters empathy among designers by putting a human face to data. So instead of seeing them just as a data, you now have a fictional representation. It now has like an identity, right? It now has an identity, kind of a human being. That's a human being, but a fictional human being, right? When designers can empathize with users, they are better equipped to create intuitive and user-friendly interfaces. So when you're able to empathize more, when you're able to feel what the user feels, when you're able to see from the user's perspective, you'll be able to make informed decisions that will solve the user's problem, right? Guiding design decisions, personas serve as a reference point throughout the design process. They help designers prioritize features, make design choices, and solve usability issues based on users' needs and behaviors. Alignment across teams. Personas provide a shared understanding of the target audience across multidisciplinary teams, whether it's designers, developers, or stakeholders. Personas ensure that everyone is working towards the same goal of creating a great user experience. So you see what persona brings to the table, right? Where you could be in a team of more than four disciplines, right? You could have a team of designers, you can have a team of developers, stakeholders, content writers. So when all of them are bringing their suggestion, they are bringing their suggestion having one person in mind, right? Instead of seeing them from different angles, they will not see that one Winifred. Content writers are seeing one Winifred, stakeholders are seeing one Winifred, you as a designer are seeing one Winifred, and developers are seeing one Winifred. So when you guys are making your suggestions, the suggestion is more informed based on you guys having the same person in mind. You are picturing the same person. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes, we are together. Yeah.
Yeah. So creating persona, first you conduct your user research, identify user segments, right? Persona development, visualization. That by conducting user research. So that's why I told you guys user research is key to start designing your products. You should take that first step of conducting a user research. So when you're done with that user research, you then take a step further, maybe synthesize your findings, draw a user empathy map. But we didn't touch those things. I told you guys we'll be going through the basic routes. Just user research, you do persona, start doing persona. I do competitive, sorry, I do value proposition, might touch that, or we'll just go straight to user flow and wireframe. and just go straight to user flow and wireframe. So as you guys are delaying time, as you guys are delaying this project, time we would have used to touch other concepts. We won't do that. We'll just touch the basic concepts. And if you delay more, we'll be taking out some concepts on the way. So the ball, I guess, is on our court to play. Let us make good use of our time. As I'm dropping this, if I drop the class today, I will advise you do both yesterday's tax and today's own. Right? I told you guys you're just moving. Just moving. The time is short, so we have to just move on the highest pace you can. Right? You just have to move. You just have to move. Then you can see an example of a persona like the one I showed you guys. An e-commerce shopper, Ima. Ima is a 32 years old professional who loves shopping online for convenience and variety. She values, okay, that Emma. She values user-friendly interface, fast shopping, and also free returns. As a persona, Emma guides the design of an e-commerce website by ensuring seamless navigation and checkout process. You see, when they are building this particular e-commerce site, they are building it all around Emma, right? Because Emma made it to their persona. Then you see the other guy, social media user Alex. Alex is a 25 years old college student who spends a significant amount of time on social media platforms. He enjoys sharing content, connecting with friends, and discovering new trends. As a persona, Alex the design, influences the design of social media apps by emphasizing features like newsfeed, sharing functionalities, and notifications, etc. Right? That's what that's who Alex is. Remember, Alex is not a real person. Alex is not existing. Alex is just a fictional representation, right? So you create Alex from those guys, those interviews you conducted. You create Emma from the same way, right? So once we are done with today, right, you take the first step of going for a user interview, right? Conducting your user interview. I've showed you guys an example. I shared the templates. If you don't know how to, if you cannot be creative, maybe changing the words or if your own, just use the same way I used. Just change the prompts. Ask the same questions I asked. You get the insights you want. Just change the prompts, right? Instead of talking about photographers, now you talk about courier services. If courier service is too broad, you can talk about delivery services, web service. I don't know what to call them. Web services, they are kind of courier now. So web services like logistics, yeah, logistics company like Young Shagro, all those transports, ABC transports, right, and the rest of it. All those guys offer those services. All those guys offer those services. So consult people. Many people, almost everybody has maybe either you've used or have had an experience of those guys. So just ask them to tell you what they've encountered from those guys, the challenges they face from those guys, and how they think those challenges could be bettered. Right, that's just what you want to get from them, and your interview is complete. You see that when you get your persona, you get a persona. As simple as that. Are we guys okay? We have
Yes, sir.
questions, you can raise them now. Please, I would like to come to class tomorrow and still repeat this both user research, and I should have that in mind that we've gone past this stage. So the next stage we are moving. Like tomorrow, we are moving down to another stage. Don't expect me to go back to user research tomorrow. If I'm doing that, that means we are delaying our time. We are delaying our progress and time. So as I'm dropping this call, if you get confused, you can write me on my WhatsApp. You can equally go to YouTube and watch videos that will clear you more. You can watch videos that will clear you more. You can watch our recorded class yesterday. You can watch that of today to clear you more. It's that simple. I shared you guys the link to our YouTube channel. So let's do that and continue with our learning. If you have questions,
Sorry,
you can
please, I
raise
would
now
like to
while you
say
input your
something.
name. Okay.
So after we conduct an interview, so we have to create a persona of that person, right?
Yes, you create a persona.
Hello?
Yes, you create a persona. I will drop.
Okay.
I said yes. Yes, you create a persona. Those two guys that made it to your user interview transcript, right? You use those two
Okay.
guys to create a persona. I'll
Okay,
still drop
please.
the
Okay.
I'll still drop the template of persona for you guys. I'll drop the template of persona right with the same link. That same link I shared with you guys. That's the same place I will paste this template of persona. So you look at it and still
Okay.
um follow suit. Yeah. You have more questions? No. So I guess you guys should try this out. It's not try this out. You guys should do this. Right, do this. Um, don't forget your Figma too. We've not abandoned Figma totally. That's why I gave you those assignments to keep you guys busy, to keep you opening Figma. So don't just think we've left Figma, we've moved to another thing. No, Figma is still our friend, right? We are just trying to cover some concepts that will still help us to make a more refined design. Help us to make a more refined design as UI UX designers. Remember, I said the field is not just to create nice looking design. You create designs that work, that users enjoy using. It's not about being beautiful. It's about functionality. Functionality plus beauty gives you a good product. Alright, so type in your name, the chat box, attendance, and see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same station.
Sir, can we go through my own and see if it's okay? But my own,
Which one?
I posted it on the WhatsApp group. I couldn't.
Post,
The link
post on the
was what
chat
I
box.
posted.
Post,
I
post the
couldn't.
link
That
on the
the
chat
one
box.
I posted the link in the chat box, but it's not Google. It's from Mailship. Be Mailship.
Is it the
Ship.
mail chip?
Sorry. Yes.
Is it the mail chip?
Yes.
Let me access it. Okay, this is what you have. My name is V. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I'm a research consultant. So you threw UI UX away and you're adding research consultant and content creator. That's nice. I guess you update this. Are you in Delta State? Nigeria, where do you live? Okay. Asking them to just give you a background could have solved this problem, but since you want to go in detail, that's fine. But just telling them to give you their background could have answered all this. So this question, you should have known this before, right? Have you used a courier service before through website or through app or website? This is what you should have known before sending this guy this survey, right? So I guess you should just consult people that have used the service before. It could be maybe your friends. Hi, have you used courier service? If yes, then you fill out these questions for me. But since you included both yes and no, it's not bad. I'm just giving you something that works and works easier, right? Then your experiences. What challenges did you encounter on the website or app? That's cool. And what do you think that can be improved? That they can improve more on their. So don't just talk about their delivery service, okay? How do you think they can improve more? You can just end there so they will give you whatever they want to give you. You must not limit it to only their delivery, right? You must not limit it to only their delivery. That's nice. That's a nice question. Just fix these things I mentioned and you're good to go. Fix these things I mentioned, you're good to go.
Sorry, sir. I wanted to ask. The
Okay.
ones I submitted before, I have responses already. Like three persons have already responded. So I don't know if I should do away with the response or
If the response doesn't fall in line, the right question, you have to
I
do away with
sent
them now.
I sent the link.
I thought I've reviewed all the links here now. I reviewed that of Favor, I reviewed that of Eddie, and
Yeah,
reviewed that of JB.
yeah, it's the one for the response. I sent it last. That's the last link here.
Just you since you've known the right thing now, right? Since you're informed now, check back. If the response doesn't match what it should be, you take it out. If it matches, then you keep it.
All right.
Yeah, that's what you do. Yes, so we'll stop here today. Please, you check your time. It's not yet 1 o'clock. It's not yet 1 o'clock. Don't tell me I did not do my survey tomorrow. I did not do my interview tomorrow, or I did not draw my persona tomorrow. I won't like to come back to this tomorrow, please. We'll be facing another concept altogether tomorrow. I told you guys 1 day for one concept to go. I didn't plan just to handle one concept today, but due to the delay, we just have had to do only persona today. Persona is if you look at persona, it's just something short, right?
Sorry, sir.
I paired persona
It's
with
off.
something today, right? But due to what is happening, we just had to do only persona. Tomorrow we'll continue for another thing. Yeah, someone was asking something.
I said my network went off. I don't know if you saw the questions.
On Mailchimp, is it a Mailchimp?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw it, we reviewed it together. I said the questions are okay. You just need to work on that first question.
Which one?
I had to I have to open this again.
Sorry, sir.
But now network should better stay this time.
Sorry. Thank you.
So I said this name parts, name, consultant stuff, and where do you stay? Asking a question as simple as can you uncover your background for me or can let me get to know your background, right? Could answer all this. But it's not still bad, right? It's not still bad since you want to get them individually. That's cool. Then this place, I don't know why you chose to address yourself as a research consultant and content creator instead of as a UI UX designer. That's less for you to
Okay.
answer. Then this point should have been known before sending the guy the survey. You should have known if the guy has used the courier service or not. So I guess you
Okay.
just said it to people that have used the courier service, but the way you did it too is not bad. It's okay too. Okay. If yes, what was your experience like? That's the nice question. The experience from using the courier, the person will type in. Then if not interested in the if no question, what challenges did you encounter on the app? This is actually nice too. Then what do you think they can improve more on the delivery service? Just end these guys. What do you think they can improve more? Is okay.
Oh,
Leave the
okay.
delivery service part of it. So these are
Okay.
just the few touches to make on the question. But the questions they are okay, they are nice. I guess I've answered you.
Thank you. Mm.
Yep. So the normal as we are learning too, right? We are learning not just learning design, we are getting general knowledge of how the industry work, right? So normal meeting etiquettes, if you want to ask questions in class, you don't just maybe someone is asking question, another person is talking, right? So when someone wants to ask question, you just click on the raise hand icon. You see an icon that has a hand there. When you raise your hand, the convener notices you, right, and gives you permission to talk. We actually know these things in from our school, normal school stuffs, right? When you want to ask question in class, raise your hand, then you ask your question. Then when somebody is talking to you, have to mute your mic. You have to mute your mic so you don't interrupt the class from the noise around you, right? These are the normal things you just have in mind, right? As you are learning to design, you're probably learning to be. Let me not use word that will chase all of us out. We are learning to be good meeting attendants. Let me just use that, right? We are learning to be good meeting attendants. Or yeah, that will work for now. So we have to just learn these basic rules. It's normal things we should know. They're the normal things we should know. So thank you guys for the time. Thank you guys for coming today. So please, by tomorrow, I guess we should have done all these things we mentioned today. I will send the link to the recorded class too on our WhatsApp group chats. You can always go back to it and get more knowledge. Then equally I will send the link to the template to you guys too. I can see Engineer Samia. You have something to say.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, I wrote something on the chat, this thing in the chat. So I don't know if you could just check it out, please. That's what I'm saying. Yes, thank you.
What's that?
Pardon.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. How often do you use ride hailing apps? Did we? Is our project on ride hailing apps? No, 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 no. This is like a questionnaire instead of user interview. You are sending out survey and questionnaire. So these surveys are constructed this way. By user interview, if you look at how what we've been talking about since, that's how we construct user interviews. Remember, these interviews could be physically, could be face to face. When you don't have people to talk to you face to face, that's when you now transition to writing or voice notes or calls. But interviews mainly should be face to face, right? This thing you just constructed is kind of a questionnaire. Yeah, it's a kind of a questionnaire. So this is not what we are talking about. And the project we agreed on isn't cab ride hailing app. right? So agreed on a courier service app. A courier service app. Courier services, you should know what they do now. Courier services like DHL, UPS, and
I do. I'm
FedEx, the rest of
yeah. I know.
yeah. So just go back to what we've discussed. You you get yourself going, right?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is just like this one now is a good example. Just ignore these parts where she asked about. So this place just to uncover the person's background. Then what is your experience like? Right? First question.
Okay.
What is the experience like using courier services or courier service apps? I don't know, whatever you want. What challenges did you encounter on those apps? Or what challenges do you encounter using them? The person will answer. Then the last question, how do you think this um, app or those courier services could be improved? Right? Those three questions, you are good to go with three of them. As simple as that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
welcome. So bye guys. Let's meet again tomorrow. Same time.
All right, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Bye.